How to get funded in 2024. This is one of the most asked questions that I get on a daily basis. And in today's video, I'm going to be providing you with the exact trading strategy that I used in order to pass a 100,000 US dollar funded account with Alpha Capital. So let's dive into the strategies that you can use yourself as well with FTMO, Alpha Capital, funding pips, whatever prop firm you want. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's dive straight in. All right, guys, so we're in my account metrics dashboard here of Alpha Capital. As you can see, the start date was last week. It's currently the 28th of August, I think, 2024, with the account size being 100K. As you can see, the equity was passed as we reached the 8% threshold, and the status was a success, meaning that we passed the challenge. This is one of the best feelings that I have had in a very long time when it comes to account passing. As we can see, we just passed it in one go, no drawdown at all. That is just pretty much the best feeling. I think everybody has experienced it before when you see your account go into drawdown. I have had it many times as well, so do not feel like it always goes like this. Obviously, my win rate as well is not 100%. Here it says 80%. It was actually on this challenge, let's say 100%, but because I had to fulfill the trading days and actually also fulfill this. So this was actually an interesting thing because $7,976 profit. So on the 20th of August, I took a gold buy here at, what was it, 9:24 a.m. And what you'll see is that my profit sum over here was $7,976. So this was actually a mistake made by myself. I journaled this after as well, because of course you have to get that 8% profit in. But what did I do? I closed it just literally, I think, half a pip too early, resulting in me having to manually trade an additional 0.03%. Now, I don't know if any of you have had that before, where you're, let's say, so close to passing the challenge and then you close the position and then you end up having to, let's say, take some kind of stupid scalp where you're sweating your complete body out and it feels like you're in some kind of sauna. Your finger is, let's say, going all over the place and you feel like it's you against the world. Yes, even I have that feeling still in these kind of situations, but then you just have to take a quick breathe in, breathe out, and understand that you just have to let the market do its thing. Look for a very clean setup. For example, a liquidity grab underneath a swing high or a swing low, where you can just get a quick 1 or 2 pips in to make that $23. So I'm going to showcase you guys kind of like how I did that as well. To get that extra $23 in. And then obviously here on the last day, I just took, what was it, a 0.01 buy here on GPUSD for, what was it, like 5 minutes, just to complete the overall trading days. So yeah, just going back into that, that's why the win rate is 80%. It was actually 100%. We got that in. For the rest, pretty much no drawdown at all. This is, I think, the most interesting part. Average win is $2,000 because of those mini trades. These two, as you can see over here, with the average loss just being minus $45. So yeah, with that said, let's dive into the actual trade that made me pass this challenge, and I'll see you on the charts. As you can see, we're now inside trading view. So we're just going to input the exact trade from Alpha Capital and just copy it one-on-one into my trading view so that you guys can get a full understanding for the setup itself. So the setup was taken around, what was it, 9:24. As you can see, the average buy price was 2506.241. So let's put that in. I know of, yeah, let's say pretty much where the trade was taken, but still I'm just going to copy it so that you can all understand. The profit level where we took profit, what was that? Let's see, 2518.2. So let's input that as well, 2518.2 over there. And the stop loss doesn't actually work, 2513, because I put my stop in profit over time. So what I do understand is what I'm going to show you is that the setup was around a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So this was the eventual setup. So I had around a 40 pip stop loss here on gold. Let's just input that 4,000. So this was the overall setup that I was taking, and I'm going to explain exactly why I took this setup, because a lot of you might now be thinking, Fabio, you took this setup at an area of resistance. Why would you take it like this? Well, I'm going to explain. So what we're going to do is we're just quickly going to go into the daily time frame first of all, and Guys, when I take my trades, there are many factors that I take into account. One of them is, of course, fundamentals. I understand what the fundamentals of the market are doing. This is something I always just really take into account. And at the time here, it was an extremely risky situation in the global geopolitics. And what this means for gold is that gold often goes up. So gold is a safe haven asset. So when risky things are going on in the world, just to dummy it down, gold goes up. It's pretty much like that. Obviously, it's not always like, oh, okay, some kind of attack happened in the Middle East, now gold is going to go up by 100 pips. It doesn't work like that. But the overall sentiment on gold was bullish, especially with the situation in the Middle East. Now, going on the technicals, because that's what most of you are probably interested in, gold for me was in a very clear uptrend. So what I had over here was, let's say, my first break of structure. Then again, over here, we had a break of structure. So my strategy is very simple. What I just look at is market structure, liquidity, supply and demand, and pretty much price patterns / let's say very simple fib levels. I just want to keep it as simple as possible. So what we can see over here, we got a break of structure in towards the upside. So what is then the low which broke the high? That was this low over here. So that means that we have a trend in towards the highs. So we have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high, we then have a new higher low over here, and we then again have a higher high formed over here. So again, we had a break of structure, we were moving in towards the upside, we were at an all-time high, but as you can see, the overall momentum on gold was definitely in towards the highs, with there being a lot of bullish momentum. So what I saw on gold and what I identified was that the overall momentum when we were trading here was that gold was bullish and that we were pushing in towards the upside. So for me, the daily overall is just bullish, as simple as that. So I'm more interested in longs than in shorts. Second of all, why I'm not looking for a short is because here to the left, we don't have, let's say, an area of supply from where we can trade a reversal from. And furthermore, the overall fractal structure as well is bullish. If we focus, for example, on just the market structure, which we have over here of these 3 candles, and you focus on something called fractal structure, what you can very simply see is a push up, a pullback to this low, which is then this low over here, and then again a push up, breaking the structure here, breaking this high. So this at the time was my fractal low, this was the break of the fractal high. So for me, market structure is just overall again bullish. So I'm looking for longs, that is clear on the daily time frame. Now going in towards the 4 hour, to also again keep it extremely simple for you all, what we're looking at is at a bullish market. So we've been ranging for quite some time over here, but then again, overall market is just bullish. We saw a break of structure over here. After the break of structure, we saw a minor pullback. Where did we see the pullback into? We saw it into this imbalance over here. So this imbalance over here was acting as our area of demand or area of support, whatever you want to call it. And what we actually saw over here was a break of the fractal low over here. So again, a mini downtrend in towards the lows, after which we broke the fractal high over here in towards the upside. We saw a pullback back down. So this at the time was my fractal low. This was my fractal high. Then again, on this individual bearish candle, we broke the fractal high again and we started pushing up. So I was interested at this time, again, just based on the 4 hour time frame, in looking for a potential long. Now going in towards the 15 minute, that is pretty much where I always take my entries. What I'm looking here at on the 15-minute time frame is again a bullish market. Very, very simply said, this was the break of structure for me. So this is my swing low, this is my swing high. And the 15 is pretty much my main execution time frame. So from this swing low in towards the swing high, what we can very clearly see is that the pullback in towards the downside after the break of structure here was fulfilled. We saw a pullback in towards that 618. We liquidated this initial low, and we saw a very strong reversal in towards the upside, indicating to me that the market once again was ready to push up higher. So what happened when we saw kind of like initial resistance met over here was that we saw this, let's say, peak of slowdown in towards the downside, kind of like this correction before just being ready to push up in towards the upside. Now, over here, what I had was this imbalance, which was my area of demand. So again, looking for a potential long. So we see an initial tap in towards there, we liquidate this low, and then from there we see this V-shaped reaction in towards the highs upon the opening of the London session, indicating to me that we're potentially going to continue bullish during the session. Now, this entire sell before that big buy in towards the highs is then my area of demand, okay? So this area of demand is and what is broke again structure over here. So this is the high which broke, let's say, this structure over here, right, which caused the sweep in towards the downside. So this for me is a so-called sweep zone, a sweep demand zone. And these sweep demand zones are pretty much the strongest areas of demand that you can have. So at the time, again, looking for a potential long, and what I'm looking for is just a double break in towards the upside, confirming that the overall momentum is bullish in towards the highs. Just to confirm that long is the right bias, I'm going to be buying upon a high break of this high over here and not just setting a limit on that area of demand. So again, what we see is that the market pulls in towards the downside, and at this point of the market, we get tagged in. So what happens if we just dive into the 5 minute over here? I think I had my stop loss just slightly lower over here. So what happens, because this is your, let's say, low, right? This is the 50-minute low, which should get respected. This is the 50-minute low and the 5-minute low, which broke this fractal high over here. So as long as that overall fractal low is respected, with that London Open momentum, we should continue up higher. And as you can see, the momentum kicked straight into the market. And yeah, the price just moved into RTP for a amazing 1 to 3 risk to reward and helping us pass our challenge here for a profit sum of $7,976. So that's pretty much the initial trade that I took. Of course, you guys are now wondering, but Fabio, if you took a 1 to 3 risk to reward trade and you made around $8,000, how can you then pass this with 1% risk? Guys, on challenges with these prop firms, I always take higher risk in order to pass the challenge. This is part of my approach to how I pass these challenges in general, and I advise you to do the same. Look into it. It is a very interesting approach where you take higher risk setups. No, I'm not advising you just to, let's say, take a 3% or 4% trade and just gamble it all away. You need to have a structured approach where you trade with multiple prop firms, you spread your risk and you spread your trades out so that if you lose some trades, you will still be winning on others. Obviously, my win rate is not 100%, so I don't win every single challenge that I take, but I do win more than I lose, and that is enough for me to pass challenges and to make money with prop firms in 2024. Now, if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, put those thumbs up, leave a subscribe on the channel as well. Make sure to tune into the Daily Market Outlook and leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have anything that you would like to ask. Make sure also to join our free Discord community. See you inside and have a great day. See you later, guys. Thanks.